Hey, all, welcome back. Welcome back to the Everyday Wholeness Show with the beautiful, fantastic, amazing Janet Uribe and myself, also beautiful and fantastic and amazing, Karen Stultz. So, between the two of us, we help you understand and appreciate the wholeness that is you, however you see yourself. So, how are you today, Janet?
I'm good. I'm very calm, is how we started a second ago.
Very calm. That's yeah, I can actually feel that energy. And those that are listening in or watching this on YouTube can see the tranquility. I guess that's what I would call calm, tranquility.
Yeah, I would feel, I say calm because, as you know, and many of you have possibly seen on other episodes, one, we all have multiple personalities, and I might have 12 myself. And then two, there is, I just went to a Tammy Demirza workshop where I had so many revelations, healings, miracles. Oh my gosh, so many crazy things, activations, just crazy amount of things. And one of the things I noticed, I did a session with her on Monday, and I had an integration from it over the next 3 days after that. And by the way, it's now a Tuesday from that last date, so it's been over a week. Anyway, what ended up happening is I woke up a couple days later. Well, I realized I wasn't as anxious, and I thought, this is fascinating. I'm anxious about not being anxious.
It is. It's a strange thing, isn't it? Because that anxiety has become so much a part of us that we feel like I don't know who I am if I'm not anxious. So that something must be missing, something must be wrong. I need to address something. I need to create that anxiety so that I can move forward because I was able to do everything before and be very anxious about it. And obviously being calm is not pushing me the way the anxiety does sometimes.
Yeah, I would say it's definitely not pushing for sure. But yeah, and it's true. I think in a lot of circumstances, in most dynamics where you start to have awareness or a healing, it's really easy to fall back into it. But to tell you that even since starting this show, my anxiety was just at 30% of what it used to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the frenetic energy of what was before, I had gone bald. Like, I had alopecia. I was having seizures. I was, the physical body was making it really evident to me that I was under severe anxiety, repressed aggression, repressed depression, repressed anger, so many things. And so it's real interesting to keep watching the onion come off and the onion come off. But and who knows, I could easily have a trigger like at 3 o'clock this afternoon that sends me right back. But right now, today, at this present day and time, tranquil.
So let me ask you, which feeling do you prefer?
Oh, they're both fun because you can't have one without the other.
You can. You can have
Oh,
one without the other,
wow.
but the others do show up. You can't ever have the same feeling at the same time that you're having
That's
another
true.
feeling.
You can't have the same at the same time. You're correct. You can have
Mhm.
mixed emotions, however.
Absolutely,
But,
instantaneously almost, you
but
know?
I wouldn't be able to recognize one without the other.
Mm.
That's
Well,
what I'm getting at.
it's the law of polarity and being aware. I mean,
Yeah,
you wouldn't be aware of one if you didn't have the other. Yes.
absolutely. Absolutely. But I want to share this one thing that set this trajectory for me. I had a session with my mentor, Tammy Demirza, who you've met.
Yeah, yeah. She's
And
awesome. She
she's
is awesome, guys.
incredible. And I had been struggling, and I know this will resonate with many of you out there. I can read it. I had been struggling up for the last year and a half with knowing I am meant to grow my current mom and pop shop business, which is doing very well, to a much, much greater degree. And I have not been doing so for various reasons, but I could not identify what it was because there's a pull to stay in the exact scenario that I am in now. Not only is that pull based out of fear, not only is that pull based out of, well, this is all I know, so why would there be anything different? This is all I know. Not only is there a pull of hopelessness, I'm doing everything I can. I'm showing up and pressing all the buttons and I've been doing this for years. So why am I still doing it?
It's called homeostasis, guys. Homeostasis is the strongest pull there is.
And homeostasis also is, if you look at the infinity sign, homeostasis can also just be perceived as stagnance.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But in the infinity, it is ever moving, and homeostasis is in the middle.
Yeah.
So what ends up happening emotionally is that we'll have triggers, emotion, chaos that starts to trigger the dopamine, the estrogen. And then we'll hit this part again, that center. But if you don't ever use the information that comes forward in the estrogen, and right as you're hitting center, you will not make the energetic efforts, the jumps, the quantum leaps, the trajectories into the testosterone side, which is action. So homeostasis is actually constantly being found. But what was happening for me is I was really very much just.
Well, that's it. It's keeping you where you are, even though you know what actions to take as you move forward.
Well,
but
the thing is that you may know what actions to take, or you may not know. Because you can sit there and listen to your business coach. You can sit there and you can do all of these things, but they may not resonate with the heart. And the heart is the one that's calling the shots.
Yeah.
Why isn't it resonating with the heart? Well, I'm going to tell you why. And this is guys, this is golden. People pay me a ton.
All right, everybody get out your notepads
to learn this. If you are not identifying what you are learning, exactly where you are right now, not a lesson and chaos and whatever that has happened in the past. We talk about inner child work and shadow work and all of these things. There's this whole other yumminess compartment that we don't talk about of what am I learning where I am right now? What do I take away that is holding me back from really seeing the bigger picture? My problem is I see the bigger picture. I typically see the bigger picture, and I don't have this talent that people have to lean on the details. My partners, my best friends, my mentor have this capacity to hone in on the details. But to see the bigger picture is another story. So I know we all help each other and service each other in a way. So what ended up happening is I know I'm an intuitive. I know I'm a medium. I know I'm meant to do this on a grander scale from where I am. But I find myself, quote unquote, teaching. And by the way, I am also the intuitive and the medium who is the teacher. So when I find myself stuck in this predicament, I am able to identify, oh, wait, Janet, you're not actually seeing how you're doing this now. So the second you start to identify how you're doing this now, we're talking about conscious alchemy. We're talking about not having to go back and do shadow work around, oh, I stayed there forever and I self-abused in this place forever and I never made more money and I never grew the way I was supposed to and I knew I could do it. No. We're talking about, all right, friends, I'm here now. Show me. So, I had a little outburst with my son a couple weeks ago. I think we did an episode about it, didn't we?
We did that, yes.
Woo! Guys, that opened like a can of worms. Look, that one little thing that most mothers, I refer to mothers because that's who I am. Sure, I've had other roles too in the world, would say, I have a mouthy teenager. I'm still learning from that quite some time later. And I'm able to identify and pinpoint the fact that My child was showing me I'm not stepping into the role that I came here to play. Why not? Well, I haven't been using this very role where I am now that is also showing me what I came here to do. I have children that I work with and I read their energy. 1. 2, I create programs on the spot based off of where they are with that energy, with that mindset, with their skill level. 3, I'm able to shift gears and shift change very quickly, depending on any emotion, need, or component that is related to the whole child at that very given moment. 4, I'm able to build trusting relationships with those children that their parents do not understand. And I have the same with the parents. 5, I'm a really good creator. Even when I don't know something, I literally will sit in such transparency and ownership of universe. I don't know this. Immediately I'm given the information or the curriculum to be created in that moment for this child. And as I'm telling you this right now, I'm literally feeling my body shifting because I'm using the evidence of the present to take the next jump. By the way, I will create another 40 to 55 of these things on my list to see what else I have been learning here and how it serves what I really came here to do, the bigger purpose. So what's fascinating, friends, is I'm recognizing we'll get into such self-abuse about, I'm stuck where I am. This is frustrating. I need to move. I can't take it. Where's my next client? Where's the next dollar? It's not even about the next client or the next dollar. It's about identifying your gifts with such conviction and understanding of how you assist yourself, heal yourself, and then by default, assist and heal another. So all of those things that I just said, I read children. I'm learning to read me. I make great relationships with them. My relationship with self has become a lot more solid. Do you understand? I could keep going.
It makes perfect sense. It absolutely makes perfect sense. Everything that we look at in other people that we like or we don't like are things inside of us.
Yes.
And being able to acknowledge that that is such a huge gift that you can read other people, but it's equally important to be able to read ourselves so that we can make the right choices, make the right choices for us that make us whole, that make us who we are.
Yeah. And to really explain this further, guys, I can't tell you how many psychics and mediums and healers, coaches that I meet that can do it for another, but can't do it for self.
Yeah, I think she's talking to me, guys.
Oh, guess what? You think I can say that just like that? It's me too, girl. You've been watching me struggle in stuckness as well.
Yeah.
But I'm recognizing through, thanks to my mentor, who, my God, she reinvented herself in her late 50s, early 60s, and continues to grow astronomically in her 60s. And she's a fox.
That she is. All of those things.
All the things. Somehow she even keeps evolving and rejuvenating there. I don't know how that's possible. But long story short, the thing is, there's so much information out there about, doing the inner work, doing the healing, doing the shadow work, I think it's often called, doing the, tools. What are in your tool belts to help you ease your pain and trouble? But I know a lot of you in this arena are looking to make your next jump. The world as a whole, especially here in America, is about to become a lot more entrepreneurial. So if they are coaches, mentors, guides out there, that means that you have people waiting for you, waiting. They're calling for you to step in. But if you don't actually really survey right now what you've got going on, how much you've grown, what you've really accomplished, and what you're really learning, and I don't mean superficial certificates, guys. I'm so sorry. I just don't.
No, certificates, guys.
Your soul is not
but that is not what we're talking about here. The certificates do not make you whole.
No, nor do the degrees and so many other things. Okay. These are things that are, I'm talking about spirit, which is much grander than any of this. Until you start to survey and really understand yourself and know what you have gained and look at the losses also as a gain, will you really be able to take that next step?
Everything is a learning experience, and it's how we look at it. And so many of the people that I talk to, Janet, they tell me that basically what they're desiring is to release the drama, and create more calm, tranquility, and happiness.
Well, I'm going to tell y'all, because here's what I'm hearing. I had to look away because I'm like, what is it? I'm getting your attention. I'm listening to Karen at the same time. Sorry, friends. A lot of y'all are dramatic because you're older souls. Sorry.
We bring in the drama because we're older souls. I thought we got rid of the drama because we are older souls. Come on.
What forces you to budge? Peace and tranquility? Or drama? What creates momentum? Still water? Or inertia that's going to move that water? These principles exist in your world all around you. Mm-hmm. Mudslides don't come over and take over an entire community by staying still in the calm. There is a lot to honor about the duality, and you'll find it outside in your backyard or in a walk in the park, and see how what we perceive as drama is actually a very natural state, but we have given it meaning with words.
Well, I guess that's the thing, isn't it? Is recognizing that what we call drama does not have to be, because it's here to help teach us one way or the other. It depends upon how we choose to look at it, whether we want it to create that anxiety or the calm. And for me, when I see the drama, it's like, yippee, this is great, because this is telling me I need to change. And it is the kick in the butt.
Yeah.
Make the change.
Look at it as information.
It is information. It does not have to be sunk in, as one of Janet's mentors talked about. I talk about it as compassion. And we had, in one of our episodes, we talked about this, as a matter of fact, how compassion does not mean that you go down and sink into the ground, as far as I'm concerned with it. It is understanding of the drama that is going on and making the choice to support or not, to increase that drama or let it go. Find a solution or live in it and wallow in it and make yourself sick with it.
Yeah. It's really a choice ultimately, like you said, but at the end of the day, some of us have not been trained to view it that way.
No. And that's where you need a mentor.
Yeah. The drama and and I want to almost challenge that, even like, no one really needs a mentor, but you can choose to have one to go faster.
Right. Well, you can stay stuck through this lifetime into the next lifetime, into the next lifetime, into the next lifetime, or get a coach or a mentor to help you recognize things, because you've made the choice to move ahead and stop it right here so you can move ahead.
It's no different than, like, you can't see what's behind you. You really can't. And as humans, we've been conditioned from the time we were little kids to behave, act, believe a certain way, a certain thing. And that gets buried. And it's easier for us to bury it in places where we can't see it, because otherwise you are forced to address it once it's revealed and exposed. So we keep it in the back. We keep it in the back or behind us or suppressed in the body, or, currently have one basket that I keep hidden in my laundry room of paperwork. It's a very good example. Because that's just how it is. And when it's time for me to address that paperwork, it will probably come with some type of dramatic effect, possibly. Possibly. But when it happens, I won't revert to my old ways of like, oh my God, this is happening. I need to self-abuse and blah, 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 blah. Janet, you never take care of your stuff. You're just a mess. You're very creative, but that creates messes all over the place. No, I really just want to go about it from, okay, so now it's time to do this.
Now it's time to make the change and make the choice that negative self-talk is not helping you. It's not helping those around you. It's not increasing the energy around you. And why are you doing it?
Yeah, exactly.
So making the choice that, okay, from here on out, I recognize it. Thank goodness I recognize it. I see what I'm doing. I'm repeating the old patterns. I don't need to repeat the old patterns, so I can celebrate that I recognized it faster this time. Faster, and I can move forward faster because I recognized it faster. Absolutely. And I made the shift, as opposed to, dang it, why am I always doing this all the time? I am. Yet, if that's what you tell yourself, that's exactly what you are. That's not being whole. Well, it is whole. It is whole. It's whole for you.
And sometimes, guys, even that's the drama. That is part of your wholeness.
Yeah.
Because if you don't recognize yourself doing that, then there's also maybe not a chance for you to shift that either. So truthfully, I mean, really stepping into non-judgment takes a lot of encounters with judgment.
Well, we've been, indeed, because that's what we have been taught and programmed, is to live in judgment of ourselves and others.
Yeah.
And that's just a lot of work. It really is a lot of work. And being able to just say, I am whole the way I am, and I am choosing to stay right here or do something different. But I got the power. It is my choice to be whole on my terms.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. And by the way, friends, I'm going to tell you something. Even if you don't perceive yourself to be whole, too bad you are.
Oh, I love that. Well, guys, thank you again for joining us for the Everyday Wholeness Show. And until next time, be whole.